They told us space is a vacuum. They told us sound cannot travel where there is no air. That creates a comforting image, doesn't it? A silent, peaceful void where stars twinkle gently in the night. But that is a lie. The universe isn't silent, it is screaming. If you had ears capable of picking up radio waves and plasma oscillations, the night sky would be louder than a jackhammer. From the roar of our own sun to the mysterious, rhythmic pounding of pulsars, the cosmos is a cacophony of violence. And hidden within that noise are anomalies, glitches in the matrix that science simply cannot explain. Today, we are stripping away the silence. We are looking at 20 specific instances where the laws of physics seem to break, where things exist that shouldn't, and where the universe itself seems to be looking back at us. Let's start locally. You don't need to leave the solar system to find things that defy logic. Consider the sun. We assume it burns quietly, but NASA probes have converted the sun's electromagnetic vibrations into audible sound. It hums. It pulses. It sounds like a heartbeat. But then there's the space roar. In 2006, NASA launched a balloon to measure heat from the earliest stars. Instead, they picked up a signal 6 times louder than anything predicted. It wasn't coming from one direction. It was coming from everywhere. It's a wall of radio noise that engulfs the entire universe, and we have absolutely no idea what is generating it. It's as if the background of reality has a static hum that we just started noticing. Then there are the signals that feel intentional. The 15th of August, 1977. Jerry Emmon is looking at data from the Big Ear telescope and sees a sequence, 6 EQUJ 5. It lasted 72 seconds. It came from the Sagittarius constellation, a region empty of stars but potentially holding Earth-like planets. It hit the hydrogen line frequency, the exact frequency physicists theorized aliens would use to communicate. It never repeated. Not until recently, when we started finding fast radio bursts, or FRBs. For years, these massive blasts of energy were thought to be random cataclysms. Then we found FRB 121102. It repeats. It sends signals in a cycle. It turns on for 90 days, then goes silent for 67. Nature doesn't usually adhere to a strict calendar like that. Some leading physicists have seriously suggested this could be leakage from a light sail propulsion system used by a civilization significantly more advanced than ours. Speaking of alien megastructures, we have to talk about KIC 8462852, also known as Tabby's star. Stars dim when planets pass in front of them, usually by 1%. Tabby's star dims by 22%. That is massive. And it happens erratically. There is no natural orbiting body that fits this pattern. The only model that makes mathematical sense is a Dyson swarm, a massive array of solar collectors wrapping around the star to harvest its energy. We haven't confirmed it, but we haven't debunked it either. Contrast that with the Boots void. This is a region of space, 700 million light-years wide. Based on the density of the universe, there should be 10,000 galaxies inside it. We have found 60, just 60. It is a perfect sphere of nothingness. Some theories suggest this is where a Type 3 civilization expanded, harvesting every star and turning off the lights as they went. Gravity is the great storyteller, and right now, it's telling a horror story. Our galaxy, the Milky Way, along with everything in our local supercluster, is being dragged. We are moving at 1,000,000 miles per hour toward a specific point in the sky. Astronomers call it the Great Attractor. The problem is, we can't see what's there because it's hidden behind the zone of avoidance, the thick dust of our own galaxy's plane. But Whatever it has the mass of a quadrillion suns. And it gets worse. Beyond that, researchers found dark flow. Clusters of galaxies moving toward a patch of sky between Centaurus and Vela. The pull seems to be coming from outside the observable universe. Something massive, beyond the edge of what we can see, is reeling us in like a fish on a line. Is it another universe? A mega structure? Or a glitch in gravity itself? In 2017, an object entered our solar system. Oumuamua. It was shaped like a cigar, dark red, and tumbling. But the shape wasn't the weird part. The speed was, as it passed the sun, it accelerated. Comets do this when they off-gas, shooting out jets of steam, but Oumuamua had no tail, no gas, no visible propulsion. Yet it sped up. Harvard's Avi Loeb, the chair of astronomy, put his reputation on the line to say the most likely explanation was artificial origin, a light probe, or space junk from another civilization drifting through the dark. It feels similar to the legend of the Black Knight satellite, a theoretical object in polar orbit around Earth that radio enthusiasts claim to have tracked decades before we had the technology to launch polar satellites. Whether myth or misidentified debris, the idea that we are being watched by ancient tech is hard to shake. Nature hates perfection. Nature likes messy, organic shapes. So explain Hoag's object. It is a galaxy within a galaxy within a galaxy, forming a perfect ring. A yellow core, a gap of total darkness, and a perfect blue ring of young stars. It looks constructed. It defies the standard model of galaxy formation. Closer to home, look at Saturn. On its north pole, there is a storm twice the size of Earth. It is not round. It is a hexagon, a perfect six-sided geometric shape that has been spinning for decades. We can replicate this in labs with fluid dynamics, but seeing pure geometry on such a massive scale in the chaos of space feels wrong. It feels like a rendering error in a simulation. When we map the radiation left over from the Big Bang, the cosmic microwave background, it should be random, uniformly messy. But it's not. There is a massive region called the CMB cold spot that is far too large and far too cold to exist by standard probability. One leading theory is that this is a bruise, a scar from when our universe collided with another bubble universe in a higher dimensional multiverse. And related to this is the so-called axis of evil. The hot and cold spots in the early universe seem to align with the plane of our solar system. This shouldn't happen. The Earth didn't exist when this radiation was formed. Why would the oldest light in the universe align with us? It suggests that maybe the Copernican principle is wrong. Maybe we aren't in a random corner of space. Maybe we are specially, terrifyingly placed. You know about black holes, but you probably imagine them sitting still in the center of galaxies. The reality is scarier. There are rogue black holes. These are invisible monsters. Some the mass of Jupiter, some the mass of millions of suns, wandering through the darkness at thousands of miles per second. We can't see them. We only know they are there when they pass in front of a star and warp the light. One could be entering our solar system right now, and we wouldn't know until the planets started drifting out of orbit. And what about antimatter? The Big Bang should have created equal parts matter and antimatter. They should have annihilated each other instantly, leaving nothing but energy. But they didn't. We are here. Where did all the antimatter go? Did it form an antimatter universe? Or is it hiding, waiting to collide with us? This leads us to the most existential glitch of all. The Fermi paradox. The universe is old. There are billions of stars like the sun. There should be billions of civilizations. We should see their Dyson spheres, hear their radio waves, see their ships, but there is nothing, just silence. This implies the existence of the Great Filter, a barrier that life hits, a hurdle so high that almost no species survives it. The question is the filter behind us? Are we the lucky ones who made it past the single-cell stage? Or is the filter ahead of us? Is there a technology like AI or nuclear power that inevitably destroys every civilization that discovers it? The silence suggests that intelligence is not a gift. It might be a terminal disease. If you want a reason to stay awake at night, look up vacuum decay. It is based on the stability of the Higgs field. Physics suggests the universe might be in a false vacuum state. Think of it like a ball resting on a ledge, thinking it's on the ground floor, but there's actually a basement beneath it. If a high-energy event were to nudge the Higgs field, a bubble of true vacuum could form. This bubble would expand at the speed of light. Inside it, the laws of physics would be different. Chemistry wouldn't work. Atoms wouldn't hold together. It would simply delete the universe, and because it travels at light speed, we wouldn't see it coming. One instant we are here, and the next, we are simply unwritten code. Finally, the 20th mystery, the end. We discovered dark energy in the 90s, the force pushing the universe apart. It's getting stronger. If it keeps accelerating, we don't just get a cold, lonely universe. We get the Big Rip. First, galaxies are torn apart. Then solar systems. Then planets. And finally, in the last fraction of a second, the expansion becomes so fast that it rips electrons from their atoms. Space itself is torn asunder. It is the ultimate glitch. A system that runs so fast it tears itself to pieces. These mysteries suggest that our understanding of the cosmos is like an ant trying to understand a circuit board. We see the lights. We feel the heat, but we don't know the code. The silence of space is indeed a lie. It's full of noise, signals, and warnings. The question isn't whether something is out there. The question is, are we ready to hear what it's saying? If you want to keep exploring the glitches in our reality, make sure you're subscribed. And tell me in the comments which of these mysteries terrifies you the most. Is it the invisible monsters or the silence of the aliens? I'll see you in the next one.